This is experiment number 1 in the Mr. Circuit 30-in-1 lab, where we are going to discover how a resistor works and what it does in the circuit. The purpose of this experiment is to observe the effect of a resistor controlling current flow. Procedure: build the circuit shown in the pictorial diagram and observe the brightness of the LED. We're going to replace one at a time the following resistors for R1 in the schematic. We're going to put in a 100 ohm, then a 220 ohm, a 1K or 1000 ohm, and a 6.8K or a 6800 ohm. And we are going to observe the effect on the brightness of the LED. Okay, now I'm going to take you through experiment number 1, where you actually connect up the resistors to your solderless circuit board and you observe the difference in brightness with the LED based on which resistor you have in there. The first thing I'm going to do is install the resistor. We're going to put in a 100 ohm resistor. Remember that 100 ohm is a brown, black, brown, gold, and it needs to go through line number, I believe number 15 over to number 25. So we're going to plug it in here to number 15. Now if that is difficult to plug in, I can use my long nose, needle nose pliers, and I can help you plug that into the board, okay? If you're careful, you can plug it in without the needle nose pliers, but sometimes I use those just to make it a little easier. All right, so I plug it right in. All right, now we have our 100 ohm resistor. Let's then plug in the jumper wire, and the jumper wire looks like it goes from number 25 over to 18. So this row number 25 that has 5 holes, I'm going to plug it in right here, and then I'm going to go over to number 18 and plug it in that set of 5 holes. All right, so now I have the jumper wire from the resistor over here. Now we'll do the LED. Notice that the LED has a long lead and a short lead. We want to make sure that the long lead is toward the positive of the battery, and so we plug that in with that long lead on the right hand side and the short lead on the left hand side in different sets of 5 holes. Okay, this long lead or anode is connected to the wire, and this negative lead is going to be connected to the battery snap, the black lead of the battery snap. So I'm going to plug in the black lead right here into that same group of holes that the cathode of the LED is plugged into. Then I'm going to plug in the wire, the positive wire, over to the resistor. Now if I've done everything right, the electrons should come out of the battery, across this clip, up through the cathode of the LED, back down through the anode, through the jumper wire, across this clip, up through the resistor, and back down through this clip to the red side of the battery snap there. Let's see if we did it right. Whoa, look at that bright LED. Works perfectly. I'm getting good at this. Okay, next thing. Let's take the 100 ohm resistor out, and we're going to put in a 220 ohm resistor across the same places that the 100 ohm resistor was. So now we have 100 ohms, which is, I'm sorry, we did the 100 ohms, we're doing the 220. So red, red, brown, okay? 220 ohm resistor. Let's observe the brightness. Not quite as bright, still pretty bright. All right, let's take the 220 ohm resistor out, and let's put in 1000 ohm. 1000 ohm has a brown for a 1, black for 0, red for 2. So we have a 1 0 and 2 more zeros. I have a 1000 ohm. So I plug that into number 15 here, number 25 over here, and now let's observe the brightness. Wow, it's quite a bit dimmer. Okay, you see that? Okay, so let's take the 1000 ohm resistor out, and we're going to put in a 6800. The blue is 6, the gray is 8, and then you've got 2 zeros because you have a red, 6800, or 6.8K. So we're going to plug that one in here in number 15, Plug this one in over here on number 25. If we've done it right, guess what? Whoa, quite a bit dimmer. So what have we learned? We have learned that as you increase the value of the resistance, the current decreases and the LED gets dimmer. We're mainly interested in understanding how a resistor works. It restricts the current flow in a circuit. So now I want you to go and get your parts and perform this experiment and see if you get the same results that I did.